Welcome everyone, this is Greg from MyoBrain, and in this video we're going to be going over how you can add in recipes to a nutrition app like Macros First to help save you some time and also track these things relatively accurately. You can do this as well in something like MyFitnessPal, but I do think at this point Macros First is our most common app used, so I wanted to use this as the default. But again, works really similar across different apps. And because we're coming upon chili soup season, I think it's definitely a good time to be incorporating this to make your life a bit easier. Okay, so this is the homepage of Macros First. You'll see I already did this once to kind of test it out. We're going through the steps of how to do that in this video. So first thing, the fork and spoon in the middle of the page, click there. And then you will then, if you're on all, go over to recipes, and then top right corner, you'll click on the add button and then create recipe. Okay, so you'll be able to type in whatever you want here. Again, I typed in Mason Fit Creamy Taco Soup. You could put your name here, the recipe creator you found, etc. I would start with using the servings that's actually listed on the recipe, right? Don't change this initially. I'll show you how you can do this later, but I'm gonna type in 12 here. That's what it showed me. And then you see the ingredients. I will simply go through and add the total amount in the soup. Again, not what I'm gonna be having each serving, but the total amount. So I'll go through a couple of these. I don't wanna get too long-winded though, because you'll get the idea. So the first thing we have is 96.4 ground beef. The total amount is 2 pounds. So I can maybe change that. Looks like I can't. I'll just do 32 ounces. That is 2 pounds. Second thing in here is canned black beans. It says 15 ounces. I will click on the first one, change the serving size to ounces. Remember, always grams and ounces. We're not using measuring cups, tablespoons, etc. Again, I won't go through every single one of these. You'll get the idea, but I'll add in the tomatoes, the green chili, the sour cream, all the stuff that's included in the recipe. And you'll gradually see the total recipe calorie build. And you'll also see the per serving calorie build. And I'll show you in the second part, the total at the end. All right, and here we are at the end. I have added in the total amount of the foods: ground beef, canned tomatoes, black beans, pinto beans, corn, cream cheese, etc. All of these foods, right? It took a little bit of time, but nothing crazy. And you'll see the total recipe. It's about 2,900 calories for the entire soup. And then also the per serving based upon those 12 servings. So this is good enough for you. You simply click that check box at the top right and you're good to go. Now, let's say, hey, this recipe broke this down to 12 servings. Again, I always start with what's default on the recipe. Let's say you look at that, say, that's not enough. And I think I want to do this maybe closer to 5 servings. I'm going to have this roughly, 20% of the total soup, Monday through Friday, every single day for lunch. Okay, really easy. You can go in here and just change the servings, this example, to 5, and look at that. And now changed. Now it's roughly 600 calories per serving. Of course, the recipe total didn't change. You're just changing how you kind of divvy up that total amount. So if you think, okay, this is more realistic, I think when I would make this soup, I'd probably have close to this amount, then you would just check that box and it would be resaved as this different number of servings. As a final thing to note here, you don't have to be super OCD. Well, say if I make the whole thing, I put it in some Tupperware, how do I know I had exactly 20% of that every single day? You can really just eyeball it, to be honest, of make sure you don't maybe run out of food. But ultimately, if you eat the entire recipe, well, you ate 2,900 calories. It doesn't really matter if Monday you had 30% and Tuesday you had 15%, et cetera, because the total amount you consumed would still be empty at the end, right? So I wouldn't worry too much in the example here. As long as you're the one that's eating all of it, it's pretty simple to change the servings amount, okay? So hopefully that gives you a good idea. And then again, I would just save that there. As you already saw, I can then just go into, say for lunch today, I could either search that item, or it's probably most easy is just go to your own recipes. You probably won't have that many in here. So go in here, you'll click that. Okay, I'm gonna have one of my servings, bam, I'm good to go, okay? You'll also see here, you can click on it just like any other food, right? And you kind of can see the breakdown of each thing, right? So it's really, really convenient to see that. It's chili season, soup season. It's a little tedious originally, but I would assume you kind of have a go-to chili recipe, etc. So once you put it in once and you put your name in chili, then you'll be able to eat that repeatedly, each week if you wanted to, and have a really simple way to track it. So hopefully this was helpful, and until next time, thank you.